lot. There's a worrying photograph on the front of some of the papers this morning of, every photograph of Simon Cowell can be worrying, but it looks as though he's had Botox. Joanna Berry is from Wimslow, and you're the author of Never Mind the Botox, aren't you, Joanna? What's your book about?
Well, I'm actually the co-author of the series. My friend Penny Avis and I have co-authored a 4-book series about 4 young professional women who are working in the city but on the sale of a cosmetic surgery business. So we have a look at the underside of that business and what's going on and the trends and who's having surgery and why.
Right, I know in your day job you're a high-flying lawyer. You've worked with very high-profile people, including the Spice Girls and so on, and lots of television involvement. Is vanity an essential part of that life?
I think vanity and certainly lookism has become almost a part of everyone's life these days. I mean, society has changed so much in the last 40 years. We've gone from a world where we only had 3 TV channels and we had no celebrity magazines and we obviously didn't have the internet, to a world where we're bombarded, as you said, on a daily basis with updated pictures of celebrities, on the Daily Mail website and other sort of celebrity websites, through magazines, and obviously on 24-hour TV media coverage. So I think because our society has become more obsessed about people look, I think that's obviously had a trickle-down effect on people, in everyday walks of life. And as you rightly said earlier, I think women historically have been seen as more vain, but I think men are very much catching up on that.
Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with a man wanting to look as good as he can?
I don't think there is. I don't think there's anything wrong with anyone wanting to look as good as they can. But I think the danger is when people get obsessive. And when Penny and I were researching for the book series, we did find 1 or 2 people who take the whole thing to extremes. I mean, for example, one man who had implants in his head to make him look more like a lizard. Well, clearly that's not normal.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily come across too many of those, but as we've already spoken, breast reduction, noses, tummies, chins, and the baldness, of course, we talked about. How much pressure is on a man these days? We talked about the celebrity and they get blamed for everything, but, in a kind of a general day-to-day relationship, do you think women are putting their men under more pressure, or partners are putting their men under more pressure?
I think what's happened is that women have become more sort of better groomed, if you like. Women are now, having manicures, pedicures as a regular thing. That's not seen as a pre-holiday treat anymore. Women are having their hair done more regularly. They're having their eyebrows done. Women are going to an awful lot of trouble for their men, and I think they're sort of looking at their partners and thinking, can you make a bit of an effort too? And I actually think men are to that, and they are. The sales for men's grooming products like face creams and night creams have gone through the roof. I mean, men wouldn't have touched those products probably 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting. I arrived this morning and Emma, one of our producers, said, "Oh, you smell nice." And I told her exactly what aftershave I was wearing, and I've been wearing the same one. And, it doesn't change your life, but it's nice when somebody notices that you've... to be honest, I didn't say it's making an effort. I just splashed a bit of aftershave on. But it's nice when you notice. And, I do have face creams. I don't use them all the time because I forget. But where do we draw the line? Face creams, face packs, aftershave, trim your nose hairs, your ear hairs, your eyebrows. Is that just day-to-day maintenance? When does it spill over into vanity?
Well, I think it's as you say, it's where do you draw the line? And I think that's what's been happening with women. Women who are prepared to invest sort of £150 in a really expensive face cream, it's not that big a jump then to say, actually, I'm going to have Botox. And I think the same thing is happening to men. And I think it's also a generational thing. I mean, again, when Penny and I were researching our book series, we discovered that there's a different generational approach. Perhaps people over 40 and 50 still see cosmetic surgery or invasive procedures like Botox as something to be embarrassed about or almost admitting failure, whereas we found that younger people under 35, men and women, just sort of have the attitude, if it's going to make me look better, then why not? It's the next step.
Could join a gym.
Yeah, well, I think that's happening too, though. I think a lot of men particularly are more obsessed now with fitness. You see a 40-year-old man now, they tend to be in better shape than they were 20 years ago.
Oh, that's true. The 50 is the new 30.
Yeah.
I hope. Well, the thing is, my track record with gyms, you join, you go for a while, you pay your monthly fee, they make a fortune, you never get there. But I have rejoined again, and because the gym I'm at has now got the most fantastic machine, and you can get anything in it. Coke, Kit Kats, crisps, anything you want. No, seriously though, but I've been overweight for a while. I went on a very strict diet. It took me 3 months to lose 3 stone. 3 stones, I should say, and lots of exercise as well. But I wouldn't dream, even if I wanted a flat 6-pack, I wouldn't dream of going under the knife.
Yeah, I think it is a big step for people, but I think the people that, like yourself, who would never dream of doing it, probably aren't going to change their attitude. But there are people who are more flexible about it and are prepared to consider it. And when we were researching our books, we did discover that there are people who make these decisions for very positive reasons, and men who've had the moob job, as you mentioned earlier, and it can have a transforming effect on their lives. Equally, you get some people who take the whole thing to extreme and have everything done and are never happy, and it's a fine line. But I think for the people that go into it with the right attitude, expecting sensible, realistic results, that it can make a real positive difference to their lives.
OK, Joanna, thanks very much for joining us. Joanna Berry, co-author of Nevermind the Botox. So what do you think? 0161 228 2255. Are men becoming too vain? Where do you draw the line? If you're a lady or you're a partner of a man, are you happy if he spends hours on the face creams? Would you be happy for him to have surgery, invasive surgery, or a hair transplant? I'd love to hear what you think. 0161 228 2255, and the text is 81333.